Hello, here we go with lesson 5. Something you are doing right now can change your life. What could that be? Could be a lot of things. But this is how often you do it, and I have to read this because I'd never be able to memorize these statistics. You do this 16 times a minute, 960 times per hour, 23,040 times per day, and 8,409,600 times per year. Wow, what could that be? I just did it. It's breathing. When I first studied yoga, I studied with a number of medical doctors and psychiatrists and psychologists, and they wrote a book called The Science of Breath. So I learned this: if you can control your breath, you can control your life. That's a very hefty statement. Can you imagine? But you're doing this from the time you're born until the time you leave your body. You will be breathing. And so it is a powerful force. So it's important that you know how to breathe properly and that you're using it to your advantage. Most people just think that, well, I'm breathing, that's fine. So let me give you a few tips, and this should be helpful to you. One is, if possible, you want to not be breathing shallowly up here. That's stress breathing. And we'll talk a little more about that in another lesson. What you want to do is have the breath down here in the belly or the diaphragm. That's relaxing breath. And here are some basic rules of breathing. What you want to do is be breathing only through your nose. The nose is designed to screen the air and to warm the air as it comes in, it's cool, and when it comes out through your nose, it's warm. So I know that there are some breathing teachers who will tell you to breathe out through your mouth. I'm suggesting that you breathe only through your nose. You want the breath to be even, that is the inhalation and exhalation, but if one is a little longer, it would be the out breath. You want it to be silent, unless you have a condition that for some reason causes you to have noise in your breath. And you want the breath to be smooth. This is something really interesting. If you notice that you have agitation or jumpiness in your breath, that is indicating to you that you've got some stress going on. So simply by learning how to breathe properly, this is what you do. You just take a few moments every hour, every half an hour, whenever you think about it. Tie a string around your finger, and when you think about it, watch how you're breathing. Let the breath become smooth. What you find is as you smooth your breath, you soothe your life, your mind, and your body. When you know how to breathe properly, it's a powerful tool. So I want to tell you a story. I had a yoga student who had been working with me for many years. She got a call on her telephone that told her that her husband was being rushed to the emergency room. She got in her car. She was completely panicked. They thought he had had a stroke. She drove to the hospital. She got to the emergency room doors, and in general there are two doors there. One is the outside, there's a space in between, and then there's the inside door. She stopped after she went through the first door. She knew enough about the breath to know that if she wasn't breathing and calming herself down, that he would see that she was panicked, that her mind would not be clear, that she really would not be able to make rational decisions or really help him. So she stopped. And in the course of about 30 seconds, she controlled her breath. And by the time she walked in to the second doors, she was in charge. She learned to control her breath. It's an important tool. I hope you'll try to do that this week. And if you find that there's anything about your breathing that you think is not correct, don't worry about it. Just love yourself completely, no matter what. And I'll see you next week. Thank you.